podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice. Hey, what up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's your boy, Brittany Sanger. What's up, everybody? It's Sagdaddy, and you're listening to Sagdaddy the Pod Radio. No, we got a great episode for you tonight. It's actually an incredible episode to me. Matt Pavich is here, very funny comedian. Look him up. Good friend of mine. We've known each other for so long, and it's a very interesting conversation because we talk about mania and bipolar and just mental issues, because he just got out of a 1.5 year long manic episode, which it's incredible that I'm talking to him too. It's like, because I'll tell you what, those, as we all know, it can go either way. Everybody's got dead homies. Everybody's got dead homies. So check out the podcast, or enjoy it, I guess, and leave some comments, subscribe, check out Matt, check out his special Wednesdays at Bellevue. He's a very funny stand-up comedian, and it's very cool that he opened up about all this stuff, and I think it's incredibly interesting. I wish I could have thought of more questions. We kind of just jumped right into it in a way. We kind of like flowed right into it. I didn't expect that we were going to talk about that stuff, but we did a whole episode on it. So I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, check out Nicole Lyons. You want to plug anything?
Sure. Instagram is at Nicole Lyons Productions.
Hell yeah.
And follow the pod.
And follow pod. We'll see ya, and I hope you enjoy the episode. It was a thing going up, and it was just like, and people were like, they were standing in front of the button, so they could have hit it at any point. Yeah, there's cat hair on there. Are you allergic to cats?
No, I have a cat, Mia.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cute.
Yeah.
What kind of cat?
Alley cat.
Just a alley cat.
Yeah, my friend was like, my building doesn't allow cats, and I rescued this kitten. Would you take a cat? And I was like, yeah. She was like, just like a couple of months.
And then you get
2.5 years ago.
Yeah. And then you get so fucking attached to the goddamn thing.
Oh, she's so cute. She's so playful and so adorable.
Are you still in that place that I stayed in?
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Where were you? You were on the second floor?
I was on the second floor.
In the big room?
No.
Who was in the big room?
I don't think it was the big room. Not when I was in there. It wasn't the big room when I was in there.
No, you would know if it was the big room. The big room was big.
The big room was not.
You weren't in this teeny tiny room.
No, I wasn't in the teeny tiny room. I think your uncle was.
God bless him.
Uncle O.
Yeah.
Was in there, and then
American hero.
Well, yeah, that's dude. Because so I was dating this girl. We lived in Forest Hills. We broke up. I left her in the apartment. Yeah. So I was like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then you said you had a room open that a lot of comics would stay in. Foley stayed in this room.
Yep.
I was in Foley's room because I remember there was a sticker that said Center City Comedy, and it had
in the closet.
Yeah, and it had Kippy and Foley and Derek Gaines and Tom Cassidy and all these guys, Chavone and everything. So I remember that being there.
But Cassidy wasn't in the big room because Cassidy was in the big room for a while.
Cassidy stayed in that room?
Tom Cassidy was there for a long time.
Cassidy lives right there. He lives in that building right there.
I know. I knew I had been here before. I've been to Cassidy's apartment.
Yeah, so have I. I've had to break into, well, not break in, but there was a fire in that building. And Cassidy was with his wife on some trip in California, but she was coming home before him. So he asked me to walk her into the apartment just in case. Because the fire, they had to break down his door.
Oh my God.
To go to it and go up, whatever. And they were like, can you just make sure there's no, if there's a homeless person in there that my wife doesn't get attacked? And I was like, yeah, well, what, you know,
Yeah,
what?
you would save the
Okay,
day.
yeah. I was like, all right. So I guess I'll be the buffer of when she, you know, you don't have to run faster than the bear kind of situation. Just run faster than your slowest friend.
Yeah.
You know. So I saw Cassie's, but when I was in that room, I mean, I might have been either at my lowest or highest. I remember I played a lot of video games.
Okay.
I had my big TV, which wasn't this TV, but it was the size of this TV in that room.
In that room.
Yeah, I had the
Wow.
bed that I have in that room. In that bed, I could barely move.
Yeah.
The whole thing smelled like cigarettes.
Yeah. Uncle
O just
chained
walking
it.
around like a ghoul.
Yeah.
Just like a ghost, dude.
Yeah.
Just smoke. He looks like an old ghost. You know what I mean?
He's
like a
even
Victorian.
worse now, dude. He's
Really?
down,
He was skinny, dude.
He's down bad. He looks like the machinist. Like it's bad.
Really?
It's bad. Yeah.
Wow.
He's
Damn.
not okay.
Damn, dude. You got to make him his favorite food or something.
It's past that. We don't even talk.
Oh, really? But you live
yeah.
in the same house?
I know it sucks.
Do you hear him?
I hear him all night long.
Do you have to go up there?
No.
Does anyone you know live up there?
Not anymore.
Any comics
They've
or
all been
anything?
chased out. Dude.
Dude, your uncle just threw me out.
Did he really?
In a way, kinda. He made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So he was in the little room,
Yeah.
and the little room compared to the room that even I was
The
in.
little room is a closet.
The little room is a closet. You need a
Twin bed,
a twin
tops.
bed tops to live in there.
And you're touching both walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was a twin bed, and he had one drawer that was like this, and there's a little TV on the drawer, and it was just a nightmare, and it reeked of fucking cigarettes.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. What my favorite thing Pavone ever did on stage, I was doing this little show in Queens, and nobody was doing well. And Pavone gets up there, and Pavone used to live in that room with Soldo. And
What do you mean?
with Kevin Soldo.
In that room?
Together on fucking IKEA, like not even beds, like yoga mats, dude. Crazy.
Dude.
Yeah, that house.
The room that I was in?
The room that you were in. Yeah, 2 people.
That's fucking crazy,
know.
bro.
And but no one's doing well on the show. And Pavone gets up there, tries to tell a couple jokes. It's not going well. And all of a sudden he looks at me and goes, "Buddy, I got to tell you something. Uncle O, he's smoking in the house." You told me he wasn't supposed to smoke in the house. I haven't told you yet. He's smoking in the house.
You had to know, though.
Of course I knew, but he was acting like he was telling me some secret. I was like, yeah, it reeks, and the blinds are bright yellow.
It reeks so the blind. Everything was yellow,
I know,
dude.
I
Anything that was white was yellow. I remember bringing. I had Vans in there that turned black and yellow.
I know.
It was
sucks,
crazy, dude.
What a
And
wild-
so, but he goes. So I come in, and we were paying like $700 for rent, which is not bad.
That's what I tell everyone that did. I was like, my uncle's a crazy person.
Yeah.
It's not going to be great, but it's probably the cheapest room you're going to find in Astoria.
I don't remember having trouble sleeping or anything like that. I don't remember ever
Oh,
like
that's
having
good.
trouble. Like he wasn't playing music or anything like that.
Okay, that was later. That was after your
Oh,
time.
he does that?
Oh, yeah, he got a sound system. He was,
He was just blasting music.
blasting Croatian tunes at 4 a.m, bro.
Dude.
Marekate.
It was actually the first time staying in that room was the first time I ever called the cops on neighbors because the people next door were blasting. They were having a big party.
And
And it
called
went
him?
till like 3 a.m. and I called the cops.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I was like, there's a
dude.
fucking party going on. Really
Nancy,
just-
if you're listening, just so you know, it wasn't me.
Oh, well, Nancy, if you're listening, you could suck my cock, okay? Because you're not, there's nothing nice about what you did, all right? And,
you know that's yeah. I mean,
What?
they get loud.
they do get loud.
Yeah.
And you don't call the cops.
I mean, for someone in the house that I live in to call the police on a neighbor would be
You'd be
I
a
mean-
social pariah.
it would just be the amount of shit that my uncle has put
Right.
my block through. For me to call the police would be the ultimate just like lack of self-awareness.
True. Yeah, that's true. I couldn't fucking sleep though.
No, I mean
Anyway, so he's in that little room
yeah.
and he goes, hey, I gotta tell you something. I'm gonna move into your room. And I'm like,
What?
okay, what? Yeah.
Where
He
am I
goes,
going?
well, yeah, where am I going? And he goes, he's like, we're gonna switch rooms because I just had heart surgery.
Oh, this was during the heart.
The
surgery.
heart surgery thing. So he's
Yeah.
like, so I need more space. And I was like, hey, man, my bed can't even fit in that room. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, you got to get out.
That's terrible.
I
I'm
know.
going to tell you something that might piss you off. No one's in that room right now. My uncle sleeps on the couch. My uncle sleeps on the couch in the living room.
He saved my life, dude.
Yeah.
Kicking me out of that house
I
saved
know.
my fucking
I
life.
know.
Because from there I went to Astoria and I lived there for 6 years.
Yeah.
So I'm not tripping. But
I'm
that
gl-
is
I'm
the
glad
place
you got out, man.
where I brought a girl there once.
Uh-huh.
And we watched Arrested Development, and then
Great
she
show.
blew me.
Hell yeah.
And then when we were making out, oh no, so she didn't blow me. So we made out at first,
Uh-huh.
and I was doing a little fingering action,
Hell yeah.
and then I decided to put my finger in her butt,
Whoa.
but I didn't know how to do finger in the butt stuff. Like
I don't think you're supposed to do finger in the butt when you're just fingering a girl. I think finger in the butt is
well, this is what I was supposed to be doing.
okay.
I was supposed to be just you just put pressure on the asshole.
Yes.
I got like knuckle, like maybe like a little bit farther than a knuckle, and she
Oh.
was like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh, tiger, whoa!"
Yeah.
She's like a little eager there, and she goes, "Have you ever did butt stuff with your finger?" And I had not done that.
But you lied.
I lied really aggressively. I got so angry.
Of course.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I go, I just got out of a 5-year relationship.
I don't do butt
I think
stuff?
I've done butt stuff. We never did butt stuff or anything like that.
Yeah, I've never done butt stuff either.
Yeah, and then so what she did was after I pulled my finger out,
Yeah.
then she said she went, "All right, well, go wash your hands cuz I'm going to blow you." And I went,
Whoa.
"Okay. All right, lady.
Wow.
All right." So that was a good experience. To be honest, that house was a good house. Like it was a good experience. I was young. I just got single.
Dude, it's a great house. The only problem is Uncle O.
Uncle O, yeah.
And then you got my crazy ass on the first floor. It's a fucking nightmare, dude.
Living with Uncle O was like living with like an alpaca in the room, where you would just walk out and there'd be like this alpaca walking
Just
around
smoking.
and that smells of
Marlboro
cigarettes,
Man,
and you're
yeah.
like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you said you're crazy as downstairs.
Yes.
But when I was living there, you were living downstairs, right?
Yes.
And you were never a problem.
No, I wasn't. That was a good run.
Yeah.
A good run for Pavich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky me.
Who was I living with at that time? There's no way I was alone at that time.
Were
I'm trying
you
to think of
like you
what
were
year.
dating somebody?
I don't know. If this was around my uncle's heart attack, where the fuck was I?
Maybe you were out. You might have been out.
might have been out.
Like you might have not been in the house. You might have been like living with someone or something.
I think
Because I never saw you. I got locked out once and I was just out there for hours being like, what the fuck? Maybe I had called you. I don't know what the fuck happened or something.
I'm trying to think of what year this was. What
But
year?
I got what year was this? This was 2017 maybe?
Ah, yes. I was gone a lot.
You were gone a lot.
Yeah.
You were never there. I
Never,
never
ever
saw
there.
you.
Yeah.
No. It was real.
So who was living on the first floor? You don't remember?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No. Now when you're like you live there now though, right?
I live there now on the first floor.
Is it just you?
Yeah.
That's a good that's good.
It's insane. Yeah.
That's a good space.
I know.
How much you pay for that?
Can't tell you.
Free.
My dad
AM.
owns the house.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So it's like whatever. You're probably not paying that much.
No.
That's great.
yeah.
Hey, you save some money.
Oh, I wish I knew how to do that. You got to make money to save money, baby. And boy, did I spend a lot of money over the last year.
Yeah, dude. So
Your boy
for the
was.
viewers, if
Yeah.
you want to, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but
Yeah, we could talk about it. I'm bipolar 1, baby.
Matt is a fucking nutcase.
Had a rough year and a half.
I can't fucking imagine a whole year and a half.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know.
Is it ever like get to a point because you're going like this? Is there ever a
Yeah.
point where it's like where you're at now, where you're like, okay, seems to have, and
Over
then it
the
goes,
la-
yeah, like how does that happen at all in the last year and a half?
Yeah. The problem was I had a little bit of money, so I had access to a lot of drugs. And
Oh,
any
yeah.
time that I was feeling a little, I would just go.
Right, because the drugs help you. You're
Yeah.
like, oh God, I'm getting sad. Let me
Yeah.
do some.
And I wasn't drinking or smoking weed,
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, oh, I'm I'm like,
You're good.
yeah, I'm good. I'm doing the right thing. But I was doing cocaine, ketamine, acid, and
Dude,
mushrooms.
you went to Miami.
I
You
went
were
to
like,
Miami.
yeah.
I mean, the things that happened in Miami. This was like peak nutso shit.
Yeah. I remember when you came back.
Yeah.
And you were like, I just had the best time in Miami.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it did sound fun.
There were some fun times. Yeah. But the worst thing that happened was I rented this fucking car, a BMW. It was so nice, and I'm zooming around Miami.
Do you know what kind of BMW was?
Like brand new M5, like just
Okay.
stupid fucking. You're in Miami, you know. You gotta
looking for the coochie daddy.
Yeah. And I'm down there, and I extend the rental car, but I don't call them, which I've done before.
Yeah, that makes
You
sense.
just take it, and then
you just don't bring it back,
You
and
just
they
don't
go,
bring it back.
okay, I guess they're
yeah,
taking it for a couple more days.
yeah. So then I parked illegally somewhere while getting a haircut, and I got the car towed.
Ooh.
So I have to go to the tow
What are
yard.
the chances of that, though?
My flight is that day, so
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
fuck. So I go to the tow yard.
You're fucked.
Yeah. And I go to take it out, and they're like, we need to see your rental agreement from the rental car agency. I show it to them. They're like, yeah, you're supposed to return this car yesterday, and you didn't. You have to get in contact with them, and they have to verify that it's still your rental car.
Oh my God.
Because who's to say you didn't steal it?
Right.
So I literally have, like, on the app, like, I could start the car from the app, and I'm like, I didn't steal it. Look, and I'm starting the car in the lot, and I hear like,
Yeah.
but there's like this big wall, and I'm like, if I stole the car, can I do that? And they're like, look, this is how it goes, blah blah. So I freak out. I'm manic. I'm on drugs. I'm
Yeah.
losing my mind.
Of course.
This guy threatens to shoot me. I mean,
You take your shirt off or anything?
I might have taken my shirt off. I'm screaming at this police. They call the cops, or I call the cops. I call the cops
Someone's gotta
on
call
the
the cops,
tow
yeah.
truck company.
I guess that makes sense.
Because I was like, they have to give me my car. All my stuff was in there. My camera,
Right.
everything was in there. And I was like, I can leave the car. I can't leave all my stuff. My
Yeah.
suitcase. Finally, somehow I finessed to get my stuff out of the car, but they're like, you're not getting in the car. I'm like, okay. So I missed my flight. I ended up staying for like 4 extra days, which was a nightmare because I was by myself and
Yeah.
left.
Did you go with friends originally and
I
they
went,
went home?
I went with, I shouldn't even say friend. It was like a person I met a week ago that I was calling my best friend.
Dude, that's so fucking crazy. that's like, yeah, you're like, yeah, that's like Tekashi 6ix9ine shit, just hanging out with people that like
Yeah.
you just met that are probably like your ketamine guy or some shit.
He was a nice kid, but we were up all night one day, and I was like, "You want to go to Miami tomorrow? I got a show." And he was like, "Yeah."
How much
And
was that?
what? The flight?
Did you already buy tickets and you just asked him?
I
and
had a
he won?
flight. He bought his own flight, but then we were down there, dude. We fucking, oh my god,
How was the show?
it was awful. I was manic and on drugs, dude. I those poor people in that room, dude.
Sure. Okay.
And then from Miami, I went to Orlando, and then I was in Montreal, and then I was in Ottawa.
So you didn't take the flight home that day with
No,
the car.
I missed the flight. So
You
then
missed the flight and just went, fuck it, I'll go to Orlando. I'll
No.
go
No. I had like a mini tour booked.
Oh, okay.
And I'm telling the story all out of whack because my brain is fucking fried from
I'm
that
sure,
manic episode.
dude. Yeah.
But so then I go back to New York, like 4 days after I should have. I stayed
Yeah.
like an extra week. I had already extended my flight. Then the car should happen. Then I was like, I'll just go straight to
Who's
Montreal.
taking care of your cat?
I think my sister was at the time.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, the cat.
Sorry,
my
I didn't mean to
uncle. My
interrupt
uncle
that.
was. My
Uncle
was.
O?
Yeah, which is not good.
He's
So then
like,
I was like-
Maddie, me and the cat just robbed the fucking bank. I just took your cat to rob a Wells Fargo.
That's a good Uncle O impression.
That's pretty good.
Look, Matty, the cat's he's whatever.
Look, Maddie.
Look, Matty, the cat's fed, but I'm starving. You got a couple bucks? Matty, I'm up here. I'm eating cat food. Send me some money.
I sold the cat's food for Marlboro cigarettes. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, I went to the deli, the bodega, and I gave him some of the cat food you told me to feed the cat with for a couple Lucy's. I hope that's okay.
Is your uncle have any, like, is it in the family?
Yeah, buddy.
Is like, Do you have any other relatives that have?
No.
It's got to be so hard because
Yeah.
you can't really. No one can really relate, and they're also worried about you.
Yes. My uncle and I have had some pretty solid talks about how bad it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least you have that.
Yeah.
So you do this mini tour.
This mini tour, yeah.
You go to Orlando.
No,
you
first
go back to New York.
First, I'm in Miami. Then I think that I can fly with a passport card. I don't have my passport to go to Montreal.
Oh
You can
my
only use a
God.
passport card if you're on a cruise. You have to be on a boat.
What's a passport card? Like
It's
a
like
global
a thing
entry
that
card?
they get you to pay extra for, and literally you can only use it if you're on a boat. It's a fucking scam. Don't ever get the fucking passport card. It's bullshit. So I show up to the airport. I get through customs, bro. I'm about to
Whoa.
go onto the plane to go to Montreal. I'm like, wow, this is going to be great, blah, blah, blah. We can't let you on the plane. I go, what are you talking about? I got through everything. They
Yeah.
go, yes, we need to see your passport. I'm begging, pleading, nothing. I go on a fucking Instagram screaming tour.
Alive.
Probably.
What is it about being manic that makes you want to go on Instagram and go on live?
I just think my
And-
life is so awesome and that everyone needs to see it.
Is that how it feels?
Yeah, man. It feels like the greatest drug ever invented. You're the shit. You're the man. I think I can.
You're the smartest guy in the
think
world.
my rap career is going to fucking take off, dude. I'm counting my Grammys early, dude. Billboard 100, here I come.
We're gonna get you to rap when you're not manic and see if it'll take it away. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's
maybe that's how
if you play a beat, you light a candle, and you just rap. Your bipolar will go away. So stupid.
We're gonna all rap with a pentagon, with a pentagram.
Yeah,
in a
a
pentagram.
Ouija board.
Yeah, a Ouija board. We'll rap in a
Yeah,
Ouija board.
Magic 8 Ball. Yeah.
Yes, yes, no. 8484.
Am I still bipolar? Maybe.
Stop shaking me. You shook me so fast. Anyway, okay, so it feels you're in the Montreal airport. You're
I'm
losing
in,
your mind.
in Miami
You're going
trying
on
to go to
live.
Montreal. I'm live.
You're going like this
Fuck this
fucking airport.
stupid
Delta
fucking-
sucks.
I'm showing the guy, taking pictures of the guy. Fuck this guy. This guy should be fired. Fuck him, dude.
Oh my god.
I know, dude.
bro.
It sucks so bad. So now my family is like, okay, Matt's obviously manic. I don't know what he did in Miami.
You didn't
but
get arrested or anything for that?
No.
Did you get arrested at all this year and a half?
No. Shockingly.
Wow.
No.
Wow, dude.
Miami would have been the place.
Okay, yeah.
And then there was about a dozen other times. Anyway, I go to Montreal. I can't go to Montreal, so now I have to fly to fucking New York.
Okay.
I fly to New York. My family's there. Intervention. They're like,
Intervention.
yeah, they're like, you're obviously. They did everything I asked them to do if they thought I was manic.
Sure.
They showed me all the evidence.
Right. But you don't believe it at the time.
No, I'm feeling so good that I'm making excuses for everything. They're like, Matt, you're rapping. I'm like, yeah. You know,
The rapping thing, I think, doesn't need to be a point of your manic.
it kind of is though for your boy. It really.
I'm trying to say your rap career here, dude.
I know. When you started rapping, I was like, is Sagdaddy mentally ill? But some people can rap and not be crazy. I'm not one of them. It's different if I'm like making a song. Like, sure,
Right.
I've made songs. And
Yeah,
they're funny and they're
yeah.
cool and they did
I remember
well.
you making songs when you're like losing it.
Yeah, and they're funny and they're like decent.
Yeah.
The problem is when I'm manic, I'm making songs in 1.5 hours, and
Right.
I'm thinking that they are literally Grammy Award winning.
Right. Are you
like-
freestyling or are you writing this down?
Oh, I'm writing it down.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then I'm freestyling, and then I mean, there's
There's a
no
whole process.
there's no process. But if you think there's a process, you are wrong. It is me, the microphone, and my mania, and we're having a good time.
Hilarious, dude.
Yeah. So then I go to fucking New York. I get my passport. My family tries to take my passport.
So yeah, tell me about the intervention. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
it's my family and some of my best friends, and they were like, "Dude, you look at what you're posting. Like, look."
right, and you're saying no.
I told everyone to fuck off. I'm like, I just shot the greatest music video you'll ever see on a yacht in Miami.
not helping you.
Not helping. me.
Not helping you by going, if I was so manic, how come I just shot a music
If
video?
I'm so manic, then how come I just set I just fucking recorded 2 terabytes of information on a memory card.
Could someone who's manic be staying up all night recording rap songs? I don't think so.
If I was so manic, how come I haven't slept in 6 days? You ever think of that if I was manic?
Jesus, is that what is it like too? There's like the insomnia of it too.
There's
You're
no,
like
it's
just,
not insomnia. It's just I don't even think about sleeping. And then I'll
Really?
like crash for like an hour. I mean, later I fell asleep in the airport, missed another flight. I mean,
Oh
I
my
couldn't.
God, dude.
I couldn't stop fucking up, and it was so obvious.
Yeah.
Like everyone knew.
Well, but it's everyone knew, but it's unfortunate because you don't know what to do.
There's nothing to do. Once I'm at that point, there's really nothing
You
I
just
can do.
wait it out.
Just gotta ride the wave, dude.
Can you take medicine at that point?
Yes, but I'm like,
but you don't want to.
I'm like, fuck that. I'm not even bipolar. I was wrongly diagnosed. The big pharma wants to fucking capitalize on.
Right.
It's just a fucking.
It really is pretty. I don't know what the word for it is, but seeing you now and that you're so like self-aware about it, and then
Go ahead.
who you are when you're that guy who's not self-aware about it is very. It's like you're like Jekyll and Hyde.
I know.
That's scary.
It's super scary because part of like in therapy, we're like going through my phone and looking at the pictures, and I'm like, oh my god.
What are the pictures? They must be like. Are you like fucking like this with a selfie? Like where it's
No,
like
just like
deep
all
and-
the shit that I posted.
Yeah.
Because Instagram saves, I have the setting on where it saves every post. So I'm just looking through all the shit that I
Archived.
posted, going through text messages. I mean, there's people that I have to apologize to that I can't because I'm fucking blocked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There's people that
People you
just
don't even know like in real life.
No, that I'm like kind of like, all right, that fucking sucks. But
Right, but
I'm
isn't
talking
it
about
like
like
for
people
the
I
most
really
part-
care about, like people
Yeah.
and they were like,
Yeah.
enough is enough, dude. I can't fucking.
Damn.
Yeah, it sucks.
How do you feel about that? Do you blame them or
No,
you like
I mean, I was spitting like vitriol hate towards people that I have no problem with. Not only do I not have
Right.
a problem with, like I genuinely care about
right.
and like love.
And why? Well, where did that hate come from? Of like, is there like are you like this guy's trying to fucking
Yeah,
like? Is there like some
it's
sort
a
of conspiracy? Yeah.
Everyone's trying to ruin me, and
right.
no one helped me ever, and the only people that looked out for me were. It's just I mean,
Right.
it's legit. It's mania.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
textbook. That's the most frustrating part.
Right.
It's like if you looked in the DSM-R or whatever the fuck that book is called of all mental illness,
Yeah.
it's really like check,
Right.
check.
That's and now like when like you see it in Kanye, you're just kind of like, I know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Textbook.
It's
Textbook.
crazy that it can last a year and a half.
Well, there was like periods where I was crashing and then I just sent it with the drugs again.
Right, and
Yeah.
and the drugs don't help.
No, I was self-medicating in like the worst possible way.
That just that oh my god, because it's like because what I'm thinking is like bipolar mania is kind of like a thing of like your emotions are it's really unstable, I guess, maybe not the emotions, but like that's unstable. So any kind of like drug or anything like anything that moves your mind a little bit like that
Yeah.
is just like it could send it off into a
It's a chemical imbalance, and then I'm literally fucking with chemicals. I mean, it's the perfect
Jesus
storm.
fucking Christ. So
Yeah.
so they do the intervention.
They
How
do
many
the
people are
intervention.
at this intervention? Is it
It's like
popping?
8 or 9.
8 people. Wow. Is
Yeah.
there food?
No.
Like what what what's at an is there like a
Sagalow, come on.
bagels and coffee?
No,
and anything
no.
like
This
that?
was at like 12:30 at night because I had
So
just come home from
you
this.
just got home.
I
They're
just
like,
got
we
home.
need an emergency
Yes,
intervention for this
yes,
dude.
and God bless them. I mean, if I would have listened to them,
Right.
I would have gone to the hospital.
What's
then
the
we would've-
hospital like?
It sucks. The hospital sucks.
See,
but
see, that's a big problem. There needs
but-
to be a
but here's the thing that I'll say: I've gone to really shitty hospitals, and now that's like ingrained in my brain. But since this has happened a few times, like my
Mhm.
family has figured out a better hospital path for me to go on.
yeah.
And instead of me just like working through the trauma of the very budget psych wards I went to when I was younger,
Yeah, sure.
like I have this awful idea of what the psych ward is,
yeah.
but they can be fucking super helpful and like restorative. And I would have been out in 2 weeks and I
Right.
would've had that whole year and a half.
How
back.
much does one of those cost? Like a good psych ward.
Well, I mean, I have insurance, so
Oh wow.
yeah,
Oh great.
yeah,
Did you end up going to one of those? Like a good one?
yeah. And I didn't have insurance, and it cost me a lot of money. But
Can you say how much?
yeah, I think The first time I ever got hospitalized, it was a shithole, and they hit me with like a $20,000 bill.
$20,000?
Yeah, I somehow got out of that
What
one.
a crime! I would just not pay it.
Yeah,
Just don't pay it. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm hurting.
that's like the worst part. Like you just find out you're mentally
Right.
ill.
Right. And
You have
then
this
finally-
crippling debt.
Right. Jesus, which probably doesn't help the not wanting to do the drugs thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do the intervention does not work. You storm out of the house,
No, I told them all to get the fuck out, and
and they did. They walked out
no, they fought and fought and fought
for
until-
hours and hours,
for hours
and hours.
and begged and pleaded and cried and
Did
yelled.
they have notes and they wrote stuff?
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't have done a better job. Like
Yeah.
literally, when I'm like this, I was like, this is what you need to do, and they did all the things,
Right. And still,
and it was just hard because I just had the time of my life.
right.
Regardless of all that horrible shit that happened to me, I was still like on top of the world.
Right. And you also like had some money, right? From
Yeah, yeah. But
that's
then
can you talk about that?
No,
No, can't talk about that at all. Damn, that's crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean that's the worst combination of like you're
it
like
was the perfect storm, dude.
yeah, dude.
I had
you're
money.
like-
I met this wild new friend,
yeah.
and I'm in fucking Miami. It's like,
Oh my god.
What
And you
could've-
also
what
you
could've
shot
gone right?
something.
what?
You shot something.
What do you mean?
You shot like a pilot, right?
Oh yeah,
Whatever happened with that?
it's amazing.
I'm
serious, it's the coolest thing I've ever done.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
And you're in like that must have been the eye of the tornado. You know, when you get like a second where you can look up and you see beautiful sky,
yeah,
and then here comes the fucking with
yeah.
the wind
I mean,
again.
I was so excited to make this thing, and we did it, and it's really cool. And like we're submitting to festivals and
Great.
stuff. I could send it to you. It's
Yeah,
really
I would
cool.
love to watch that.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking
It's about
awesome.
all this.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And to also know that you were kind of going through it while you were doing it.
Well, that was like the very beginning. This is
Right.
And then, yeah. I mean, it is crazy. I was having a manic episode while shooting a
show
that I
about-
wrote about having a manic episode.
That's so perfect, dude.
No, it sucks. Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Would have done it a lot better if I was sober.
You could punch it up.
Yeah. No,
You
it
could have
is.
somebody off on the side screaming some funny stuff
Yeah.
that you could put in post.
In post.
Yeah, you go,
Green
don't look
screen.
over here, but somebody spilled grape jelly. Wow, so a year and a half of that, and you stayed in Miami how long? 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
No, it seemed like that, but it was probably like 9 days.
That's a long time.
It's way too long.
That's way
No
too
one
long.
should
That's
ever
like
go to Miami for more than 3 days.
yeah, dude. Like staying
long
9
weekend.
days is something you save for like a cross like the world trip. Like if you're going to like Ireland, you
Yeah.
stay there for like 10 days.
Yeah.
Stay in Miami and what did anything happen in Miami that you could even talk about? Did you get any fights or anything?
No, I mean the car thing sucked. I
Meet any ladies?
yeah, I had a pretty wild sexual exploitation. Is that the right word? Exploit?
I don't think it's exploitation.
Oh,
I
fuck.
think exploitation
It's
is like
bad.
it's bad.
What's the word I'm looking for?
A sexual
Escapade?
escapade.
Escapade.
Yes.
Escapade.
That's
Well,
great.
you could say sexual exploits.
Yes.
Like,
you
I feel
can.
like
And
that
I think
mean-
that's what you
But
were.
that doesn't feel bad.
Exploits-
Exploitation feels like you exploited.
Yeah.
Now I
What
feel like
is
I'm
an
saying
sounded
it
like you
weird.
groom somebody.
I didn't groom anybody.
Exploits is like
Let's do
I
escapade.
didn't groom anybody.
Escapades.
So like yeah, because I think I remember you telling me something that happened.
yeah, I did have a group sex sort of
Hell yeah.
experience. Yeah, which
Hell
is
yeah.
something I yelled at the intervention. I was like, "If I'm so fucking manic, how did I have sex with 3 girls in one night?"
Yeah.
And my poor sister's like, "God damn it!"
Oh god.
I think I said earmuffs.
Oh god.
I think
Oh,
I said
my God.
earmuffs, and then I still yelled it anyway, even though she didn't put the earmuffs on.
Hilarious, dude.
So bad.
That's
Oh.
pretty cool though. Do you remember
No,
that? Do you
yeah,
remember it?
Yeah, I do.
Because when I saw you the other night, you were like, "Oh, I did this. I don't remember. don't remember that." That's scary too to me because it's like you don't even remember some of this stuff that's
No,
happening.
I remember like everything. It's just like spotty. Like
Wow.
someone has to tell me the story, then I'm like, oh shit, that did happen.
It's so fucking
And like the
hard,
order
dude.
that things happen is all fucked up. Yeah.
It's
sucks.
so hard because like, what if you have like a big thing that you have to like what if you have like an audition at SNL and
Yeah.
you're in like a manic swing or something like that? Well, what do you do?
Uh,
That guy wants to do it.
yeah, that guy's going to 30 Rock. You could have a fucking small army. I would.
Even though this guy would be like, dude, just wait till you're done.
Just
Wait till this is
you're
done.
fine.
Wait
Yeah,
till
yeah,
you're
yeah.
fine. Wait till
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, season 2 of that thing we did for MTV, I was.
Joking off.
Yeah. Were you on that season 2?
Yeah. I was writing for season 2.
Yeah, I was down
You were,
bad.
you were manic there?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, come on.
I really didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I thought
Yeah.
I had no
You just thought I
idea.
had a lot of energy.
I don't know. I thought we were both just happy to be there. We are like, how cool is this? You're like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
that's
ripping butts outside. I was fucking talking
how long
shit.
has this been going on?
I got diagnosed when I was 20. So 15 years.
Now, but diagnosed is just like,
Diagnosed is the first time I was in the hospital. Yeah.
was it happening before that? And like a couple years, you were just like, I don't know what's going on.
I was super depressed and I didn't know what that was. And I was like asking people, and my dad was like, you just got it. That's life, kid. And then he didn't know.
He didn't know, yeah.
Yeah. And then
It is good advice in a way. It's like, hey, that's life. You know, you'll feel this way.
it
You'll
did
feel
make
happy.
me. It did make me feel like
Right.
it was normal, but it wasn't normal. I was like very depressed. And then I had this manager at this restaurant, and I was like venting to him about how I was feeling. He was like, "Dude, you sound depressed." And I was like,
Yeah.
"There's no way I'm depressed. I have
If
all
I was
this-
depressed, how could I fucking write rap
If I
songs
was
till 4 in
depressed-
the morning?
If I was depressed, then how did I wait on 16 people at the? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
know.
Dude, yeah.
yeah. And then I had this crazy manic episode, and I ended up in the hospital, and they were like, "You're bipolar," and I was like, "Get the
How
fuck
can they
you-"
even tell? From your blood or something?
No,
like,
from my
From
Legit-
your actions for sure, but
Yeah,
they can
there's no-
misdiagnose that. I don't want to make this worse. I don't want you to.
Are you saying that I'm not bipolar? Brendan, I never thought of that. I never thought of that, Brendan. Maybe I am okay.
You're like Daffy Duck, like go 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 go, bouncing off the walls.
yeah.
Damn.
No, I am. I'm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Let's not. Yeah. So you get diagnosed at
I
20.
get diagnosed at 20 because I'm in the hospital. I'm, delusions of grandeur, not sleeping.
Is every time worse than the last time,
No.
or is it all just kind of like, wow, that was a bad one? Oh,
Well,
this one's not
This
that bad.
was the longest, probably,
Yeah.
for sure.
I thought it was longer than a year. I thought it was
It was like a
2
year
years.
and a half. Yeah.
Dude,
Crazy.
that is so fucking crazy.
Yeah. And, it sucks.
I'm sure. Do you feel like a bit out of control? Like, are you like, I don't know who this guy is. Like, what's going on? Do you feel like you're not in control of your body, or you're just
No.
like, yes, this
Dude,
rules.
This rules. No one can tell me anything. I am a god. Literally
Yeah.
Kanye shit.
That's such a crazy thing to me. I
Yeah.
don't like. I mean, obviously, it's like a crazy thing to you too. But that feeling of like just being on like ecstasy, I
Yeah.
guess,
For months.
dude,
Yeah.
that must be such a fucking.
And the crash, dude. Oh.
How do you get
my.
things done? Like, how do you get like laundry done and cleaning
don't.
done?
You should have seen my apartment, dude. It was fucking deplorable, dude. I was smoking in the house, just like Uncle O.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. It was it was nuts.
Have you ever had to like? Yeah, dude. Have you ever had something like important come up that like for your career that you were in the middle of like I guess joking off, right?
Yeah.
But you were doing great on that show.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, again, there's like hypomania and then there's like full mania.
What's hypo?
Hypo is like before a manic episode, like when you should get help immediately because
Yeah.
it could turn into a manic episode.
Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome. It's kind of like the sweet spot. You're just like feeling super creative and like
Great.
have
Yeah.
more energy.
Yeah. But
So
you're not
that's-
like full on like burning bridges and shit.
Yeah, but that's the worst part
Yeah. It's
because you're like, I want this to continue. And then if
Yeah.
it does continue,
almost like that feeling of like when you get a coffee in the morning and you're like, oh, I know I'm a little wacky and I kind of have the zoomies right now, but this feels great.
it's a little different than coffee.
I knew you were gonna say that. The minute I said it, you're like,
It's just like having a
I'm
little bit of caffeine in the morning.
Try to relate somehow.
No, yeah.
I go, that feels like when you take a shower and get into bed at night.
Yeah, like a cold shower.
That's
just
what heroin
sort of
feels
wakes
like.
you up a little bit.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, I hate it.
So what do you do now?
Stay sober
Yeah.
and go to therapy. And
So being
take my
sober
meds.
rules, dude.
I honestly, I mean, it really does.
It's like
It's hard in the beginning, and then
it's not fun in the beginning, and you kind of have troubles at parties and stuff. But,
yeah,
and I'm even trying to cut the weed down a little bit. I'm smoking all fucking day. It's like it's starting to become a problem. But I'm like, I love not drinking. I love not even like taking these drugs and all this stuff.
yeah. I mean, I went out the other night, and everyone was just like yipped out and
Yeah.
drunk, and you
Geeked.
see them, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, you're kind of like,
And I'm not whatever. Do whatever.
Sure.
If it works for you, it works for you. I don't know anyone that it works for, but
right.
um,
King shit is when you don't even get disgusted by that. You're just like, oh, there's a
I
person.
wasn't disgusted. It's just like, yeah, I guess I was disgusted.
Well, there's like a look at you, look what you're doing.
No, it's not even disgusted at them. It's disgusted that I definitely looked like that.
Yeah.
And thought that
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yes.
I thought I thought I was the life of the party, and really people were probably like, oh.
I can't believe you didn't get into any like fist fights or anything.
I got close a few times.
Really?
Yeah.
What are those? What happened there?
I would just be out, and someone would look at me the wrong way, and I would think I was like a tough guy.
Yeah. You got skinny too.
Dude.
You got really skinny.
I must have weighed 160 pounds.
Because you were at one point, I think, like posting pictures or selfies or something, and you could see your ribs.
Yeah, I think the one that haunts me every day is me in my backyard. I'm like, everyone's saying I'm being skinny, and I'm flexing my abs, dude. And I'm so skinny. I'm the skinniest I've ever been in my
and you
life.
kind of had like patchy beards,
Patchy
and stuff
beard,
like that.
didn't shave, no haircut.
Yeah,
My jowls were like, skinny in the face. Like
you were skinny in the face.
dude,
Yeah,
drugs. I was doing drugs every
Yeah.
day. And
Maybe
I
I
looked
should do
sick,
drugs.
and my eyes were all fucked up, and I think I'm fucking king shit.
yeah.
And I'm like, if I look so skinny, then how come I look?
Everything is if I could do this, then
if,
what?
If I'm so skinny, then how come I look so good? And I'm just in my backyard, and I have
Yeah.
to fucking. I've had 3 or 4 therapy sessions about that fucking particular.
Well,
How do
you
I
look
bounce
great
back
now.
from this? Well, thank you.
How did you do
crashed.
that?
I crashed in July.
Okay, and what does that look like?
Oh my God. I was like, all right, my family was fucking bugging out. Everyone was like, they just thought I was going to like die or end up in jail or something. Like there's nothing they could do.
Yeah.
So I somehow convinced myself to stop doing drugs.
Okay.
I don't really.
Maybe you just had enough. You're just
I think my nose literally stopped working, and like I didn't have access or like money to anything anymore.
Oh my God.
And I slept for like 3 or 4 days straight.
Whoa.
Like I would wake up and be like, "Where the fuck am I?" And then I remember.
Did you eat at that point at any time?
Yeah, I probably got up and like ate something quick, and then just I was like fully like just fucking damn.
Dude, you must have after those 3 days though. You must have been well rested.
I woke up, dude, and I have this like definitive memory of me looking at the alarm clock and being like, "Oh fuck, I've been manic for a year and a half."
Holy shit!
And it was the first time during
Holy
that whole
shit,
time
dude.
that I even was ever like, something's not right.
Yeah, you
you
were
know?
1 week away from buying a fucking black Ku Klux Klan outfit.
Oh, that was today, right?
That was like
no,
2 days ago.
on academics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's
So
hard to say you feel bad for that guy because he's, but he's mentally ill,
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like-
just have I have a weird relationship with mentally ill people because I just like I had friends that were the same way, you
Yeah.
know, who eventually killed themselves and
Yeah.
stuff. So I think there's like a trigger in me that's like push away.
Yeah.
Like so like you're doing that and I'm like, "Oh, push them away. Push them
Yeah,
away."
yeah, yeah.
I can't cuz I can't do it. It's such a selfish thing that happens to me when like my friends are going, need my help. They need my
Yeah.
help. So it's like it's I don't know, it's very weird. I'm very weird in that way.
That sucks.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, because I wanted to call you.
That wouldn't have done anything. If I can clear your conscience in any way, 1,000 people reached out.
Well,
And-
I asked some people who were like who you were talking to,
Yeah.
and I was like, should I call Matt? And she was like, don't.
Do not.
She's like, he's not having it.
Yeah. I mean, even if someone like reached out on Instagram, like, hey man, been following
You'd
you.
post their thing
I
and be
would
like,
literally-
I'm okay.
I would literally screenshot and be like, everyone's trying to say I'm crazy, but I'm a genius. And it's like, I mean,
You're so funny, man.
it's not funny.
You're funny.
Thank you.
It's not funny.
It's
You're
not
funny.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, and that's the whole thing with like, you know, I want to make this shit funny, but it's also like so sad.
It's also so close to you. Where
It's
it's
so
like,
close, and it
it's
just happened.
really hard to make stuff like that funny because if you don't find it funny, it's not going to be funny.
I have to find it funny, or else I will unalive myself. You know?
yeah.
If I'm not like, oh, you know, that wasn't that silly. Instead of like, oh my god, that was real, and I did that, and
Yeah.
I said that.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And that, you know, every day something will pop into my brain, and I do this thing where I go boop 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 boop, and that's me shooting the awful memory.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I wish there was an Inside Out 3 about your fucking head.
Oh my god, it'd be dark, bro.
Yeah, dude. You know, you ever see Inside Out 3? The whole base would just be like there'd be one light, like
Yeah.
they'd all be fucking dead in some way.
Yeah.
Joy is swinging in the background. So the crash
Oh my god.
Crash
dude.
comes in July. You're looking
Dude,
at
I
an
couldn't
alarm
even-
clock.
And I just remember like getting out of the bed and being like,
Yeah. I shat myself.
no, just like what the fuck
Yeah, dude.
was that?
Whoa.
And I laid back down, and it was just like, it was like it's so hard to explain, but it was just like of course. Like I went from being like, it was just the most sobering fucking wake up
Yeah.
possible. Like, you know, you wake up after a bad night of drinking, and like you remember you did something. Think about that. But if you were fucking drunk for a year and a half,
Yeah. So it's almost like you can't even remember some of the stuff.
yeah,
You're like, you might run into someone and be like, oh, are they mad at me? Did I do something
yeah,
that
yeah,
like
yeah,
in
yeah.
that time?
yeah.
God damn. So,
Yeah.
okay, you wake up, you're like, fuck, the little fireworks of what did I do are happening.
Yeah.
And then what?
And then I slept more, and
Right.
I slept more, and I would like barely get up to have like toast.
Are you like watching TV or
Oh,
anything?
yeah,
Are you
yeah,
doing
yeah,
anything?
yeah.
Just like depressed.
Dude,
What are you watching?
I like YouTube shit on like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, actors on actors.
No, just like famous bounce back stories. Like
Right. You're like famous manic people.
not even manic, just like he was like, you know, running around being wild, and now he's
Right.
the highest paid actor of all time.
Right.
So I'm trying to get like 6 inspiring
Motivated,
quotes,
yeah.
like motivational, and I'm
Is
just
it working?
No, dude, I'm fucking comatose. I was legit comatose for like a month.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Anybody coming to visit you?
Yeah. Because then I like called my family, and I was like, holy shit, I'm so fucking sorry. And then, you know,
Did you get into a relationship during this time?
yes.
You had like a girlfriend?
Yeah, I still have a girlfriend.
Same girl?
Yeah.
Wow, good for her. I
Yeah.
mean, good for you guys for
She knew something was very wrong.
when she met you, were you in it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's like a medical professional,
Whoa.
and she was very concerned.
Yeah.
And she was like, if I leave this kid, like he doesn't have, no one's talking to him. Like
Yeah.
by that point when we met, like,
Wow, what a saint.
yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so you crashed, you got a couple more days of when was the time you're like, all right, I gotta get out of bed? Like when was like
She was like nursing me back to health. She was like, you got to go for a walk. You got to eat. And I was just like, she said, I mean, we talk about it sometimes. She's like, you couldn't even form a sentence.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was like, I
Your
didn't know
brain
what
was
to
just
do.
cooked.
Cooked. And it's still not back to normal. Like my word recall and like, just like, yeah, my brain is still healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you're killing it right now
Oh,
for
thanks.
someone whose brain is still healing.
I had no idea that your brain was fully cooked.
Wow, dude. That's pretty incredible in a way, you know.
I don't know how I
That you're
keep
here
not
right now
dying.
is
Yeah.
is insane.
I know.
Whoa.
There's like 15 times I should have died.
Like when? Like just by
Just by
Are they all by like self-infliction or are they like are you
no,
like doing a thing where you're like walking across a beam and you're like, "Look at me, I'm the fucking god of the world."
yeah, there was a
And-
couple like daredevil-y things that I shouldn't have done.
Like subway surfing?
No,
You
no.
think if you're in that, you'd be
I
subway
would.
surfing?
I would. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
I know.
I don't even want to plant it in your head.
Mostly like starting fights with giant people,
Yeah.
and luckily being with someone that was like able to de-escalate the situation, be like, he's sick, like,
yeah.
you know.
And what
I mean,
about
the
like
amount of drugs I was doing, I definitely could have, died off that alone.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
And the shows, like the comedy shows that just dried up or
Yeah.
were people just were reaching out and you were like, "No, I can't."
I mean, nobody was reaching out. Anyone that followed me on Instagram knew that something was very, very wrong.
Right. And
Yeah.
you were also kind of talking shit about comedy, I think, or something.
100%. I was talking shit about like
Everything.
friends in
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
Yeah. For no reason other than chemical imbalance.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like no one wronged me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you end up like calling anybody and being like, like, oh, you said like you had to like make
Yeah.
calls and
An apology.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm still on the fucking.
the apology tour?
Yeah.
Well, we can make a clip out of it if you want. If you just want to make a blanket apology.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, that's your camera right there.
Hey. It's me. I shouldn't laugh. I have to be sincere. I am.
Is that what they
sincere.
say in like in your therapy, or is that how you're like, I need to treat this like it's
Well,
this
I haven't
sincere-
posted on Instagram in a very, very long
good?
time.
Stay off of it.
I
I'm
know.
not even staying. I'm just saying as a person, let's just stay off of this.
I know, but like I feel like I do have to say something about it, because I was just acting like
Right.
such a fucking dickbag for so long.
shit. Right.
And like you said, like there's people I probably wronged that I didn't even realize that I wronged. So, I am deeply, deeply embarrassed. Like I'm so ashamed. I'm so unbelievably
Yeah.
awkward to go to certain
Oh my
comedy clubs
god, dude!
and see certain people. I stole shoes from someone.
You
like,
stole shoes
I asked to borrow shoes and then I never
at
returned
a
them.
comedy club,
No, from a comic. Just like that.
and you
That's
never
a-
returned the shoes.
no,
Are they nice sneakers?
no, but it doesn't matter.
Well, let him keep the shoes. That's what
Yeah.
I would say. I'd go, hey,
He's
Let
been
him-
through a lot.
let
the
him
shoes.
keep the New Balances.
the
Gives a
Reeboks.
shit. They're Reeboks. Well,
But that's just
it's
like
like $60 shoes.
I know, but that's not the point. The point is, I was a piece of shit,
All right.
and I was sick.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and now I'm better.
I mean, it's all a complicated thing. 'cause
It's very
It's two
complicated.
things are true in that way.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry, this is down. It's kind
This
of a
is
downer
great.
pot. Okay.
No. This is great. This
Okay.
is. I just don't know where to take it from here.
Okay.
I actually think we're almost done.
We're almost
right?
done. Wow.
God damn. I could
Wow.
talk about this NTU all fucking night.
It was a rough one, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Me too.
It could go a lot of ways, and we've seen it go a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I mean, there was someone a couple years ago. I think they fucking off themselves,
I
and they
know.
were in this panicky
I know.
and like saying like, if I'm dead, they killed me. There was the CIA.
I
and
know.
all this stuff. So it's like yeah, it could go either way, and I'm happy we're living in the universe where
It's okay
You're
to
all
talk
right.
about this shit.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I think this is a really interesting episode, and maybe just all you have to do, not to be selfish here, but instead of posting on Instagram, you go just listen to that episode. Listen
Yeah.
to the Sagdaddy to Pod
Listen to Sagdaddy.
episode.
It cures mental illness.
And I'm glad that they're giving you spots and stuff again.
Yeah, I'm so thankful. I mean, man,
How much comedy did you write during that time?
oh, dude, I put out an hour
Yes,
on
I've
YouTube.
seen it.
You saw that?
I saw it.
Why did you watch that?
Because you put it up.
Oh my god!
I wanted to see what it was.
Don't.
I wanted to see what it
No, I
was.
thought nobody
there was some
saw
funny
it.
stuff in there. I
Yeah?
mean, you're bombing.
Bombing
You're bombing for
Bombing.
for an hour.
for an hour.
But there was some funny, like, not to
Ideas?
encourage it. There were some funny
I mean,
ideas.
it wasn't like I wrote that stuff while I was manic. I was just performing it while I was manic.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
a little. I
was-
watched it.
I kept
Long
saying,
beginning.
long.
Yeah, and I felt bad about your friend.
Oh my god! I mean, dude, we
We're
don't.
definitely a crazy way to start the stand-up
Insane.
special, but
Insane.
I liked the direction you were going with. I
No,
saw the
no.
vision. I
Stop.
saw the vision.
Stop encouraging this behavior.
I'm not encouraging the behavior. But I saw the vision.
Well,
I don't. And
don't tell anyone about it. You did.
No.
I released
I
a very
probably-
bad hour on my YouTube, and I was like, "This is next level shit, dude." And I was bombing.
I don't think anybody saw it. I mean,
Good.
obviously, I
I think like
reached out to
4,000
Cannon
people
about
saw
it.
Okay, Cannon saw it.
Cannon definitely saw it.
Oh, no.
Look, Cannon's like my wife.
I know. No,
If I
as
see
long
it,
as-
he saw it.
yeah. If friends saw it and they can laugh at how bad it was, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like,
You take it down?
oh my god, that was the first thing I did.
Really?
Yeah,
You just took it down.
I mean, I took everything down. I had music videos for fucking things that I had a lot of posts that needed to be taken down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the need to post in that is a very new, probably modern problem for
100%.
mentally.
What did they used to do? They would just
They
write
would
it
just
in their
run
journal.
it out. Yeah, they
Yeah.
write it out, probably write it in their journal and staple it to walls.
Staple it to walls. It's not funny. It's
It-
not funny.
No, it's
But
not
it
funny,
is
but it
funny.
is funny. But
Yeah.
we're funny.
We're funny.
We're funny, so
Yeah.
it makes it funny.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug your special?
Come over to my house. It's on my hard drive. I will have to kill you after you watch it. But
yeah. Well, after before you plug, we'll stick around. We won't talk. You want to do Patreon? 15
Yeah,
more
sure.
minutes for the Patreon,
yeah,
and we'll talk about some other shit. We don't have to
Yeah.
talk about this, but unless you got more stuff,
it's at Matt Z Pavich on Instagram. That's all I got to plug.
check out Matt. Man, he's so funny, dude.
Wednesdays
you
at
have
Bellevue.
but you have an actually like a good special out
Yes,
there.
that is true. The only
Wednesdays
one that's
at Bellevue,
left
right?
on my YouTube is actually good, and I'm very proud
It's
of it.
very
And it's
funny.
called Wednesdays at Bellevue,
Yeah.
and it's about a lot of this mental illness shit, and you should watch it.
You really should watch it. It's very funny.
That one's good.
That one is good. Really good jokes.
Thank
You're
you.
not manic
I'm
in
not
it at
manic.
all.
No,
You're probably pre-manic.
no, I wasn't.
Well,
I was
everything's
good.
pre, isn't
Oh,
it?
pre, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like you're
Pre-pre.
pre-manic right now.
I'm pre.
And I'm pre-dead. We're all pre-dead right now. That's what I'm going to call being alive.
Yeah,
I'm just pre-dead.
I'm pre-dead.
Anyway, check out Matt. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/sagdaddytopod. Thank you for being a part of this, and keep subscribing and keep listening and tell all your friends and and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.
The Rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice. So recognizable, ski massive, unreliable, diary of a guy who's higher than a freaking diving board. I'm tired, call me biting you as like cause you align with your wardrobe. Give that back, you ain't that guy, bro. Kaleidoscope stripping, goddamn I'm tripping, sipping shroom tea, looking at a blank television. Got a girl here gripping, thinking we'll do some business, but that's the last thing that I want. Seriously. Big dog, I'm on shirts now. Still scared that my house is gonna burn down. I'm a rare card, an old Charizard. Getting BJ's on a bench of a promenade. Don't know what to do, I got a lot of problems. Lot of emotional truths, I menage them. I'm getting robbed every time I get a coffee. Cause $6 is just too much.
Keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. But all you do is wrong.
Dream team, me and Galene in the before Beatles. Kidnapping whores illegally, pumping them full with needles. Eating Chinese till Steven asks us to order a pizza. Walk to run to get it, I can't do either. It's Sagdaddy the pod, don't think twice. Just bob your head, dealing your chicken with no rice. It's Sagdaddy the pod, and on God I won't stop unless I wanna, that's kinda the deal, huh? It's Sagdaddy the pod, no need to deviate. Your ears are not the only holes that I'm about to penetrate. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so thanks for tuning in. Truman Show flow, if I don't see you, you can suck my dick.